Welcome, dear listeners. You are the most welcome at Podcast Insight with the Pravin Positive Way. Strong mind lies in a strong body. Hopefully, you are agree with this definition. Strong mind and strong body. When we consider we are the professional, we have to balance our professional life, same times our personal life, and also our gym fit body also. In order to balance, it needs some extra efforts also. Now, in this podcast, we try our best way to enriching your values, your devotions to the particular field. Today's this podcast is really, I could say, the overwhelmed with one concept. Cool. We take a sports as a career, or sports as a not a career. How to balance work life and our lifestyles also. This is today's our subject. And my dear friends, most of the professionals, we are engaged with our deadlines. We are trying our best way to limit our the boundaries also. We have to follow the deadlines in our professional life, but somewhat extent we forget our body and mind are the biggest asset. How to groom our body and mind. Definitely. In order to address these concerns, how to balance work-life balance and whether the force is a viable career, we have two incredible professionals. Definitely, I will introduce today's incredible professionals. Now, these are the professionals. They are engaged in their professional life at the same time. They have their passions, they have their commitments towards the sports as an athletics activities also. Definitely, this podcast will give some insight from both of them. And I'm really excited to introduce my incredible professionals to you. We have here the Ajinkya Nikam sir, he's a doctorate, he's working as a manager in medical writing. Definitely, he will introduce himself. And another podcast, we have another medical professional, Omkar Paradkar. Is ultra runners, athletics is his passion for most covering more than 2 to 4 kilometers from this, I could say, the incredible journey for him also. Uh, Most welcome, Jinky. I believe this is the introductions, but you start your introduction from your end because it is a better way you introduce yourself from your professional journey till the athletic journey. I request you, sir.
Sure, sure. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, myself, Ajinkya Nikam. Uh, Professionally, I'm working with Thermo as a manager medical writing. And from sports point of view, so I can say I am a Ironman finisher, marathon runner. So, if you want to know about my journey, so I can say my sport journey started when I was in early my life, at the age of 11, 12. So I was living in a small village or small town where I started my journey. So I used to participate in athletic events, running. It was cross country. Then I was part of my school team, kho school team. So I represented my school for district level competition for athletics as well as uh, Kho. Plus, I was playing for Satara Gymkhana as well. So that was about my initial journey. But after after some time, I there was a break due to some educational things, and again I started in 2014 as a marathon runner. So I from since 2014 I am
Yes.
continuously participating in the
मुझे
marathons.
पूरी उम्मीद है आपको सर के टी शर्ट पर आयरन मैन की सिपाही अच्छी तरह से नोट की होगी डेफिनेटली इस पॉडकास्ट में आयरन मैन क्या है ये ब्रंस है तो ब्रंस किस तरह से अचीव किया लास्ट 2014 तक आज तक 2025 की जर्नी को हम जानने की कोशिश करेंगे वी हैव another guest most welcome on podcast.
Yeah, thank you, Pravin sir. And I would like to introduce myself as a I'm working as a manager in a global regulatory affairs team for a Fortria Private Limited. And coming to my journey for the athletics, I have never played any sports with any ambition for the playing as a state level or the national level. Okay, means in early stage of early means during my child journey as a student, I have played some sports like kho, kabaddi, then hockey, but it's related. It's limited to only school level competition, not more than that. But after I shift to as a in a regulatory affairs profession, I'd like to say after 5 to 6 years of my job, I realized that it means I'm getting heavier. Means I'm getting my weight increase, and that triggers to somewhere I have to be fit. Means when I was looking at my father at the age of 70, what he could able to do, I'm not able to do easily at that age. Means so there is some alarming thing to me that I could switch to my regular day-to-day life to some as a athletic person or the discipline life I could say. So in that vision, from that vision, I started my running journey. And one name I wanted to note here, one of my friend and your junior also, that is Sunil Hamne, that one of our friend in during our MFAM, he is the key person and key motivator to me because he started saying that we can able to run 10 kilometer, just try one day and be participate in one event. In that event I learned that it's not easy to just say and go and run 10 kilometer. So instead of taking a setback from that 10-kilometer finish in 1 hour and 20 minutes, I think that I could train more. I could run more, and I could finish that 10 kilometers in sensible time within 1 hour. So from that 10 kilometer, the journey has started, and now the all achievements in front of
Yes,
you
you're right.
started from 10-kilometer finisher till the one of the most difficult race or most decorated race you could say, that is Comrade Marathon finisher in South Africa last year 2024. And one more of the biggest achievement is finishing of the Runwari, which is the 266 kilometer in 40 hours. Those are the means measurable achievements of my
Yes.
athlete journey.
Yeah. See, all our listeners, I could say, Sir Ajinkya ji and Omkar ji, excellently you fell in this athletics as a sport. If I could elaborate in this way. And both of them, they started journey as just a hobby. They started their career just as a sports. They don't define the which sport they will make their career. But today, both of them are landed in athletics as a career. They started your journey from the 10 kilometer. Now, Omkar is very confident to have the 266 kilometer journey. This is the really motivation for us. Even during the PG, we started, there is an alarming situation. And he started to make a passions in somewhat extent. This passion get converted into their kind of the professions also. Um, I think as sports is little bit emerging in our Indian context also, many parents they're looking their kids to have the little bit they desire to have a sports as their careers also. My basic question, as you are the achievers of the Ironman platform, this is very simple questions to you. Most of the Indian parents and even the sports person, they are totally unaware about the what is the meaning of the Ironman platforms also. My first question is how you get motivated to the part to achieve that one. Before that, could you explain what is the meaning of the Ironman platform?
Okay, so basically, I will explain this answer in two parts. First is triathlon. What do you mean by triathlon? So, triathlon is a sports which is having three sports, in which includes swimming, cycling, and running. And next thing is Ironman. Ironman is a body, global body, which organizes certain races. Those are called as Ironman races. And those people who finishes those races, those are called as Ironman. So the structure of these races basically. So as I just mentioned, it's a three sport event. So any Ironman race is generally comprised of swimming, which is 3.8 kilometer swimming, followed by 180 kilometer cycling, followed by complete marathon, that is 42.195 kilometers. and you need to finish this within 17.5 hours. It depends on the race which you are participating. So Ironman body, they generally organizes all these races across the globe. So there are multiple races. There is not only one race basically. There are multiple races. In India, in Goa, there is a half Ironman race. Just for Indian audience, there is a half Ironman race. So it's exactly half to the what I have finished. So it would include 1.9 kilometer swimming,
Swimming.
followed by 21 kilometer, followed by
190.
90 kilometer cycle and 21 kilometer running.
Yeah.
And that needs to be finished within 8 hours.
Okay.
That is the
It
basic
is a
thing.
continuous event.
Yes. And for each sport, there is a cutoff. For example, for my race, full Ironman race, for swimming, 3.8 kilometer swimming, there was a cutoff of 2 hours 10 minutes. So anyone who is finishing within 2 or 10 minutes, he can continue with next sport.
It's as like competitive examination, each section has a
Yes.
Exactly.
time limitation.
Exactly.
That's-
For running, for cycling, there was a cutoff of 8 hours. But cycling plus swimming should be finished within 10 hours 30 minutes.
Okay.
And last one would be running. For that, there was not no cutoff, but cumulatively, you need to finish within 17 hours.
Means those person who finish within 17 hours, you're going to call as a
Ironman.
iron.
Right.
In India, we have the half marathons,
Half
iron.
Ironman.
Half Ironman. We don't have any
Full
But
Ironman.
in Asia, there are full Ironman. Means, for example, in Philippines, there is full Ironman. Malaysia, there is a full Ironman.
Dubai.
Dubai half Ironman.
Dubai half a
Huh.
But one thing, as Ajinkya ji, it is a really the swimming, then the cycling, then the running, and it is not a for a layman 3.8 kilometers, 180 kilometers cycling also. Then you talk about the 42.195 kilometer running.
Running.
Out of a 24 hours, 17 kilometer you have
17 hours.
17 hours. You just mentioned. It is really interesting. My basic question as a medical writer, you was working as the managers also. What motivated you to take such steps?
So just Omkar just mentioned that there he was suffering from some alarming situations.
Okay.
So same thing was happened with me. As I mentioned, there was a gap, a 2 decades gap in between my sports activities and my career because of education. So frankly speaking, in 2014, when I just finished my PhD. After PhD, there was tremendous stress because of PhD. Plus, I was searching for job, so uh, it affected my overall health, and I was seriously suffering through acidity problem, and it was triggering migraine. And being a scientific person, I had thorough literature search for the acidity, what is the cause, what are the things, and how can I overcome that? Because definitely in market there are medicines for the acidity, but those can only provide the temporary solution. So I was looking for a sustained solution, basically. So being a scientific person, I thought I should have good knowledge about that. But after thorough literature review and all these things, I could not find any solution on that. Only thing is that I found some references that if you can enhance your metabolism, it would definitely help you, because acidity is metabolic disease which can be sorted, or which can be resolved by enhancing your metabolism so that body can be normal. So for the enhancement of metabolism, what are the options? So you need to get into active lifestyle. That was the only option. So that triggered me to get into the active lifestyle. So I started running.
Yes,
So
your acidity is somewhat extreme. It's positive motivator.
Catalyst.
yes, exactly.
Acidity is a catalyst.
Because
Yes, catalyst.
every day if I want to take a medicine, that is not, because we are being a pharmacist, we know any foreign substance is going in our body, it won't miss, it is not good for our
Yes.
body. So best option is that to find a solution which is natural. So that was the triggering factor basically. And
Yes.
Miss, mark my word, it Definitely help. It was definitely helpful. Yes, since that point, definitely my what you
Mhm.
can say in Hindi, I can say my prakruti is acidic, basically
Yes,
pitta
yes.
prakruti. But now, whenever I am
Now you feel you don't have that kind of symptoms also, right?
no, no, no,
But fully satisfied with
I'm
the.
100% satisfied with that.
See, my dear friend, Dr. Ajinkya uses some tricks or treats also. Means from acidity, he thoroughly research on and he find the one solutions that is the metabolism in order to metabolism to be work with this process. Really, he is finding that one. Everyone has same type of the signals, maybe the alarm. Just I mean, coming to the Omkarji, you just clearly mentions every journey begins with some sparks also. Already you mentioned 2019 sparks in your lives also. But though the spark is there, but why the athletics? Why the running? Why could not find the any other the sports? This is just started with the 10 kilometer. Maybe it could be your hobby. Then you are ended with the almost 266 kilometer, and you are now it is ultra runners. Means this hobby to the profession. How means I could go. You could go into this.
Yeah, I would like to answer this question with one of the famous quote by one of the famous marathon runner, Ashish Kasodekar. We all knows in a running community him as a son of Himalaya because he is the only person who has finished 555 kilometers in Ladakh, where the temperature goes in between minus 20 to plus 40. Okay, so he used to say that every person has a his own story, just the you are just away to start writing it. ओके सो इफ वी स्पीक इन टू द मराठी, प्रत्येक माणसाकडे एक ना एक स्टोरी असतेच त्याची स्वतःची.
Yes.
फक्त आपण ती कुठेतरी लिहित नाही किंवा लिहायची सुरुवात करत नाही. ती सुरुवात ज्या दिवशी तुम्ही कराल ना, त्याच्यानंतरची येणारी प्रत्येक दिवस किंवा त्याच्यानंतरचा येणारा प्रत्येक क्षण तुम्ही त्या स्टोरीमध्ये काही ना काही पेजेस ऍड ऑन करत जा. Similarly, when I started the running with a 10 kilometer, I started enjoying it. Means means most of the time you looking means you can get the person who says that after this 10 kilometer or 21 kilometer or 42 kilometers of running, what you are going to get? You are not going to finish as like a marathon or Olympic runner in a top 10 or top 3 runners to get some money, or you are not going to get any award from any government bodies or any agencies to run your bread and butter. But I could say you are going to get that happiness which you are not going to get anywhere or doing anything in your life if you are doing the thing which you like to do. अगर
I could say passions.
पैशन मीन्स अगर आपको वो चीज अच्छी लगती है ना करने में और उसका एंड रिजल्ट अगर हैप्पीनेस है तो आपको वो करनी चाहिए. डजेंट मैटर कि उससे आपको पैसा मिल रहा है नहीं मिल रहा है.
Oh, that's
Every marathon runner always get this question. You are paying yourself for
yes.
marathon registration. You are paying for nutrition. You are only finishing marathon. You are not getting any medal or you are not getting any award. But why you are then? Why should we?
Yes.
Miss anyone should do that. But the answer lies here
Mm.
because it's a passion. If you are going to get the happiness after finishing that, then I would definitely go for that.
10 kilometer, yes, it could be 42.195 kilometer. It's okay. Then why for the 266 kilometers?
So that's has another
Yes, you
story.
just mentioned your inspiration is from that guru also.
Yeah. But 266 kilometer itself a different story. I would like to say means you know that we had around 400 years of that journey or historical background of run wari. Means wari itself means it's a journey from started from the great Tukaram Maharaj.
Yes.
Okay, the Padukas travel from Dehu till Pandharpur to visit
Yes.
the Lord Vitthal. Okay, so what one of our friends, he is also pharmacist.
Okay.
Means we could say the one pharmacist used to other pharmacists to generate all this whole world
Yes.
to run. Okay, so I would like to say that his name he is Bhushan Tarak,
Yes.
well known ultra runner. So he has one idea means at the time COVID is going on, and no means वारी that year means त्या वर्षी वारी झालीच नाही.
बरोबर.
So we, as well as from Maharashtra and all over the Maharashtrian peoples, those are travel during that Wari season, they had a question that this year Wari doesn't happen. So what we used to do
Yes.
is how we can complete that journey without failure. So we as a friend sit together, means Bhushan and all those his friends. Then they decided we can run. Instead of going for 21 days walking to the Pandharpur, we can run in 3 days or 4 days, finish it off. We can just travel like in a way or on a road where the Varis goes every year. And then we finish that journey towards the Vitthal Mandir, Pandharpur, and complete that circle. Instead of breaking in between because of COVID, we can complete that circle at least from ourselves.
Wow.
So we can't afford or we can't afford to stop that journey because of only COVID is there. So that Bhushan take necessary corrections, necessary permissions from the government. And that year, I think Paduka travels through the ST Mahamandal bus to the Pandharpur. And before that, we run from Dehu to Pandharpur in 40 hours running, total 266 kilometer, and
Wow.
total 17 of our ultra runners participated in that, and all are covered that distance equally in same time.
Okay. Now
That is the journey, and that is the trigger
I
behind
tried the
that 266.
266 kilometers.
And we called it as a run wari, and there is a एक कोट आहे त्याच्या मागे, विठ्ठल भेटीचा अभूतपूर्व सोहळा,
Wow.
ती रणवारी.
विठ्ठल भेटीचा अभूतपूर्व सोहळा. महाराष्ट्रामध्ये वारकरी म्हटलं की आपलं एकदम इन्स्पायरेशन एक आध्यात्मिक होऊन जातं. पण मला वाटतं रणवारी हा शब्द कदाचित या स्पोर्ट्स इव्हेंट मधून जन्माला आला आणि 266 किलोमीटर इज द स्टोरी बिहाइंड दॅट. Ajinkya, now my main question is almost 18 years you took a gap from your childhood, then 2014 you started again as athletic. Just we mentioned the sparks or triggering factors. My question is, after the 2014, you take a sports as a passion, then your career. Now, how did that decision impact your life? Means I could say the personally and professionally. Do we continue for the Ironman? How do you feel this impact from this decision?
So, as I mentioned initially, it was a decision because of health issues.
Yes, yes.
So, it start as Omkar mentioned, everyone starts with 10K only. So, initially, I started with 10K. I finished Pune marathon, Pune 10K run, and eventually I shifted to half marathon and then full marathon. So, basically, I can say running was the initial thing, and it's a kind of addiction.
That's right. It's an addiction.
It's an addiction, I can
But
say.
for good purpose.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's for good person.
So this, as
So
you
why,
asked,
why it is addictions? Because you are only engaged in your professional life. Even that you are the pursuing your this passion. Definitely it's addictions.
yeah, this how it is beneficial basically. So, for example, Omkar or any marathon runner or any Ironman triathlete, I can say, they start their day early in the morning. So, generally, before start, we plan any activity, any for that day. So, once we start and once we finish that activity, there is a feeling of accomplishment at the beginning of the day. And that feeling, you cannot imagine. Means you can see right now
Yes,
also I
very
am.
good.
So I would like to add in this because if you start your day at 8 a.m., you are already losing 4 hours of your life.
Right.
As we are the marathon runners, he is a triathlete, Ironman. I'm a marathon ultra runner. So I never remember a single day where I cannot wake up at 4 or 4:30 at home to train or to start my uh, training for the marathon or the running. So
So the biggest impact is
So your day starts with positive vibes. And professionally, when we say that affects or that has very positive effect on your professional. because you have already started your day with positive things, and now you are going into another thing with positive mindset,
Wow.
and definitely it gives you very positive vibes throughout the day.
See, all the listeners, the feeling of accomplishment. This is the quote from the Ajinkya. And this feeling of the accomplishment definitely adds the age to your the professional life. So
Right.
that's what thing. Omkarji, right now you wear the one cap, but I believe you wear the two hats. One is in a pharma compliance, and another one is your actually ultra entrepreneurs. And balancing the both life is really difficult. Now, my question is, as a regulatory compliance manager, uh, this is as an ultra entrepreneur, this is very rigorous settings. How you manage all this thing? And maybe my audience get some insight from you. If you manage it, definitely they could manage. Not 266 kilometers, but at least 5 kilometers, 2 kilometers. That's the inspiration for from you.
Yeah, actually, that question's answer start from Ajinkya's previous answer. Means the feeling of completing something ahead of world is itself is motivation to you. Means suppose if as a regulatory manager I have to manage my work as well as my team work. Okay, so there are the you as you know you as a pharmacy profession, if you are going to submit or any document to the regulatory authority, there is a timeline. You have to meet that timeline. But as an athlete, our first goal is not to meet that timeline. Is our first goal is to finish any work before timeline. If you are going to meet that timeline, then you are not a good athlete.
It just is a kind of grim activity.
If you supposed to give your report by suppose 6 p.m. in a day, end of the day, and if you are able to finish it by 4 p.m., then there is 2 additional hours you can train yourself for another activity. So means running for the any guideline or meeting just a guideline, it's not a good thing in terms of as an athlete as we think. Means suppose Ajinkya is running triathlon, and as he says, there are three cutoffs: one for swimming, one for cycling, and one for overall cutoff. He is only running for meeting that timelines. Means he think that he could finish the race swimming in 2 hours and 10 minutes. That maybe happen because of misjudgment. He could miss 1 or 2 minutes, and because of that, he is out of the race. So, as an athlete, we every time thought that instead of going for that cutoff timeline, finish before it, and that helps really in 200% in our day-to-day life, in professional life as well as your personal life, to complete any task which is delivered to you and which you have to deliver. Suppose you have a team of 10 members. As I started my day early, uh, from the same year in 2020, as I have shifted as a manager, as a team, as a individual player to the team player, means team manager. So on the same year, I have implemented one system in a company in my team. Every day at 9 a.m. we have team meeting. Whatever the task you I wanted to assign to you or any update from your side to me regarding any task or any project or any deliverable, we can discuss in at 9 a.m. for 10 minutes, 15 minutes or half an hour. Then you are free to do your work whole day. I am free to do my work whole day. So what I am going to do or achieve from that planning, I have finished my half of the work in just 30 minutes. There is nothing to going back into the looking into the every person what he is doing every day. Micromanagement, I have stopped there. So because of that, the work culture is also maintained as well as the productivity is also increased from that team. So that thing I mean that management or that planning or that whole cycle I learned from the running.
One more thing I just wanted to add to this about the mental health. So as Omkar has finished Run Warrior, he was on his feet for 40 hours,
Yes.
right? So to being on fit for 40 hours or running for 40 hours, it's not only physical game, it's a mental game, right? For example, I finish Ironman in 15 hours, for example. So you need to be in that activity for 15 hours. But professionally, how it enhance your professional output, I can say, tell you. Basically, so when you correlate this with your professional journey, so any day for any task, you will not feel any pain because you have already experienced that pain
So much
somewhere
pain.
else. So compared to that pain, this pain
Nothing.
is nothing. Miss, and this gives some positive vibes. Miss, I don't think any runner or any athlete would complain about extra work or extra work burden. I don't think. Do you think
Not
that?
no one, no one.
See, my dear friends, every professionals are working in a corporate cultures. Somewhat except there are the many professionals who complain about the culture ethics also. But see, the vibes, the energy from the ultra running or the kind of the training you are the performance, they, as Omkar clearly mentioned, will not involve in the micromanagement or the micro controlling. He just know how to run their team with very efficiently because he know mentally how they work on to deal with all this situation also. One more question before the we pause maybe in the telephone conversation. You talk about the meditations. Means after the in 10 kilometers or the 42 kilometers, after sometimes you are in the meditative stage. What is meditation like?
Uh,
How related this meditations with the regular meditation? What do you want to tell about meditation?
yeah, means meditation. Just to understand means if means you heard or you any one of you read the book of Sachin Tendulkar that regarding his life journey. In that he has tell one very good thing that there is not a single day in his 24 years of cricket journey where he not face a single ball in a day at a 6 a.m. So that is a meditation. आपको वो काम करना ही है विदाउट एनी फेल्यूर उसका जो एक मीन्स दैट that the logic behind that things are going on that is a meditation and as a runner I could say when I started running every day when I started running with a 1 kilometer or 2 kilometer I thought that in behind of the mind why I'm doing this thing there is a lots of pain or lots of work behind me lots of reports to be submitted lots of work or the pressure at home lots of things are going on behind okay the families are not supporting anyway any runner's family is not supportive 90% of runner complain this thing कि families are not supportive they are not agree with what we are doing these are the stupid things in their views but still you are running but after 2 3 4 kilometers you are in a other state
Wow.
you find that कि no one is with you still you are running
This meditation is not a spiritual journey. Even after 3 to 4 kilometers, you fall in a
yeah
Exactly.
no one is with you you are running in a your state you are the only runner no one is behind you cars are going from your side dogs are barking on you some people are meet you say what this person is going full of sweat and all these things still you are running that is meditation
wow, wow, wow.
So you are totally disconnecting yourself from whole world. And I believe that is the definition of meditation.
Yes.
So when you are running,
The first time I came across it, meditation terms how you
exactly.
people are experiencing.
Exactly. Miss, while running, we do not think about anything, miss, about professional commitments or about any family issues or anything. We only focus on running, and that is the point where we disconnect with whole world.
Very
you see most of the runners using headphones okay but I could say if you are able to hear your footsteps or sound of your footsteps clearly while running the none other sound can get you that meditation
Exactly.
as like your footsteps sound
See, the Omkar's conversations means without the headphone, if you could achieve, if you do the some athletics activity, that is real meditations. It's really inspiring from both of you, the really good insight. My next question, Ajinkya, to you, as you have the strong medical backgrounds also, you have the experience, you are working in medical fields also, that science, that knowledge, what extent it is useful for your recovery, for your training or the performance during your Ironman preparations?
Definitely, it's very useful. Miss, I feel
Do
I'm
you believe these
blessed.
reflections?
Yes, yes, I feel I'm blessed with this knowledge.
Wow.
Definitely, because whenever you are planning anything, means for example, if you plan any exercise, you generally think scientifically. You generally do not blindly follow anything, means, because in social media there are lots of things right now floating. So many people tend to follow those things. But whenever I see those things, I generally check it as per my knowledge, scientific knowledge, whether it is viable, whether it is definitely helpful or not, and then only I follow. So definitely, whatever process I am following, generally I ensure that it has some scientific base.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't follow it.
Even it encourages you in during your training activities also.
Exactly, exactly.
Yes.
And Miss, I just wanted to add to that. So for this Ironman, I was not having any coach. Because generally, people tend to have coach because they are not aware of all these things.
Yes. Yes.
So, but whole plan, my Ironman plan was developed by myself only.
Because you have that kind of
Yeah, yeah.
background.
Miss, definitely I was monitoring others, what they are doing, but
Yes.
definitely I was not blindly following. I was checking my strength, I was judging myself, and then only I was following.
Wow.
Because being an athlete, there is one important thing, you should know where to stop.
Yes. That's
That
the
is
important.
most critical thing. Otherwise, you will end
Because
up with
meditation could not go beyond it.
No, no, no. That's not a case of meditation. Means I would like to continue his
Oh,
discussion.
sorry for correcting that.
What happened means you heard the incidents of many of the marathon. I could not say any. I could not give the names because that is the other
I
point.
do understand.
There are many news like this runner fell at the finish line and then because of stroke he died, or that this runner injured because of running a marathon. Okay, so what exactly happened with them? It's not about their training is failure. The failure is they are not understood their body correctly while training.
exactly.
Okay, if you understand your body, means suppose today
Signal detection is very
yeah, 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 very much important.
Exactly.
Because today I started my running for the goal of 10 kilometers, and I realized after 4 5 kilometers there is a very hot and humid condition. I'm not able to sustain with as like other regular day. So I could like to stop at 5 kilometers. That's fine. One day, if you stop at 5 kilometers of running, that's fine. There is no harm in that. Okay. The other day you can cover it where the temperature is low, where the
Exactly.
humidity is low, where you can feel you are better. Okay. If you miss some runners are say that I have a fever or I have a something cold cough, and then I go to the run and then it is cure for 10% it is okay, 10% runner can get recover of that, but most of the time you are under judging or underestimating your body. If you have some medical conditions which is running with your day, you could stop, you could take a rest. There are 365 days in the year.
Yeah.
If you take a rest of 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, there is no worry. But if because of your hurry to be that person, means to get that goal or achieve that goal, that will be create a massive difference, or I could say the injury which cannot be recovered. So
Exactly.
instead of doing that, means he has doing his means he had done his Ironman with self training. Similarly, for comrades, there is a 90 kilometer you have to run in a 12 hours of time frame. Okay, with a elevation of 200-meter elevation gain.
because therefore that is one of the reasons system
Yeah.
of game is known as the endurance.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Beyond the
So
human limitation.
for that 90 kilometer, I have to train every month almost 400 to 500 kilometers run. For to get that 90 kilometer goal, one day I'm going to run. But during that 6 month of journey, if one or 2 days I could not able to run, that doesn't mean that you are not a good runner or you are not going to achieve that. You have a goal, but how you achieve that goal, that is also important. Journey is the important,
Very
not a
good.
goal.
My dear friends, same principles apply to each and every career. This Omkar mentions. To achieve the destination is the later part, but to enjoy the journey, it is really the
Important.
life. Now, I think I comes towards you as a career coach. Most of the parents comes to me and they want the wall, the son should pursue for the either the football, either the archery, or either the basketballs also. Now it's very difficult for me to guide them. Yes, sports is the best career. Now, as you are athletics, you simply define athletics in India or in the world arena. What is the definition of athletics? Because you are the runners. Running is one of the part of athletics. You completely define the athletics is the game, and what early stage parents should guide to them when to start as an athletics career. This is my question.
Yeah, this is very nice question, and definitely I would like to answer this question. So, and I believe every person is having this question whether I should allow my kid to play or I should allow him to play or it would affect his studies. So, this is day-to-day question for every parent. So, I would definitely say that uh, athletics would be the good choice. Not only athletics, any sports would be the good choice as a career for any kid, basically. Only thing is that he should have the interest. And the coaching for that any sports should start in early age only. Means you can say at the age of 8, 10, 12. That should be. But one thing to remember, at that age, kids are not able to identify the things properly, right?
Very good.
So in that case, parents should be aware that kid is what are the kids' requirement basically, and what things we should provide to them.
How many sports are in athletics? It's very comprehensive terms.
So there are many sports. Means for example, in Olympic, I believe
165
165 sports are.
almost, and out of that, 139 sports are related to running only.
Means directly or indirectly.
139 medals are directly or indirectly related to running.
Right.
Means in athletics, if you are the want to be the career, running is one of the best options because only 130.
Yeah, means for anything, any sports, generally endurance, means running is, I can say it's a part of any sports.
It is a part.
Any.
Even if you take the example of footballs also.
Exactly,
basketballs also.
exactly.
One football player, I think he covers almost 40 kilometers in total, 40 minutes of his half,
Yes.
first half.
Yes. That's very good.
Yeah.
Omkar, again, this are the same questions I asked Ajinkya also. If as a parent ask you the same question to you, should I continue my child as a sports career? How you guide to them? What extent they should be consider sport as wanting a career, or they balance the professional and the passion lives? What is your advice to them?
There is mixed question, means mixed answer to this question. One is first you have to understand the interest of your child.
Yes.
Okay, I would like to suggest ki you allow your child to play any game at the age of 12, 13, up to that. You can allow him to play cricket, you can allow him to play football, you can allow him to go to swim, go to cycling, any sports. Cycling itself is a different game, different sports. Okay, so during that, if your child develop the interest in one of the sports, like skating, archery is there, then shooting is there, running, athletics is always there, football, cricket, anything. Okay, so you can discuss with your child. You can get insight from his teacher or his friends, or while watching your kids to play something, you can understand that he could able to achieve that meditation phase during that play. So then you can start the guiding of that kid towards that game. Okay, suppose some means, as we know, means at during our kids, means as we at our during early childhood, we used to play different games. At that time, this sports exactly at what currently is evolved, it is not there at our childhood. So we used to run here and there. We used to play cricket. We used to whatever what surparambya, whatever the things that we
Yeah,
get,
Coco, Kabaddi, you
kho
just mentioned
kabaddi,
about it.
whatever things that we go. But suddenly, in that, some people are started interest in running. Some people started interest in kabaddi. Some people started their interest in cricket. So at the age of 30, 40, they are a good cricketer. They are a good runner. They are a good kabaddi player, kho player. Okay. So these things are not enforced or forced to the kids कि आपको यही बनना है, आपको
Yes.
यही करना है. Let them decide, let them play. But and another aspect of that, sports is very much important for the study. Once you start engage your body for certain hours in a sports, you are able to lose your toxins from the body. You are able to refresh your mind. You are able to develop your brain, coordination, speed, agitation, okay, all those aspects. You are able to develop your body muscles to be at a one position or sustain for the rigorous studies. So in a way sports can help you to develop overall, but as a sports if you take as a career, there are the different aspects that you have to think. Once you get to know that your kids is having interest in that particular sports.
Yes.
One more thing I just wanted to add here. So I have experienced that many nowadays, at least in Pune or at city level, people are enrolling their kids to football academies
Yes.
and
Yes.
cricket academies, and they are assessing their performance based on their performance in those academies. So basically, being a parent, we need to understand that what are the requirements. For example, Miss, I would give you simple straight example. If you want to produce or create a Olympic level athlete, do you think that 2 hours training would be sufficient? For example, someone wants to get into enroll into IIT. You know how many hours they study. They generally tend to, or they generally spend almost 8 hours, 7 hours in study. Then how can you expect 2 hours training would be sufficient to reach at
Really, really, it is.
Olympic level?
I could say that is eye-opening insights from you. The 2 hours could not make athletics.
Now, if you
It's not
go to
possible.
check the plans of the world-known athletes like from us, that is Avinash Sabale, then Kalidas Sirve, they tend to train almost 8 to 10 hours a day.
Exactly, exactly. And being a parent, because children would not understand this. So, being a parent, you should understand the requirements for that sports.
Very good.
Not only time, but along with time, nutritional requirements.
Wow.
That is another aspect.
My dear friends and all the parents who are watching, each and every parents want their child must be sitting there with the distinction about the where the Khalid also or Guru Bhakas also or there are the number of the players are getting their bronze medal, gold medal. We believe my child will be in that place also. But both of them clearly guide you. You have to look into your child aspect, your mentality, how much time, how much energy you are investing on the child. This is really one thing. Again, my questions to Ajinkya also. As you just clearly mentioned, these are the athletics, any kind of the athletics are the endurance games. And the requirement of endurance one, you must be very disciplined, it must be the emotional strength. You talk about the mental, that is the emotional
Mental.
strength also. How this emotional strain, the discipline, focus which you get from this athletics helpful in your personal life or the professional life also? Is maybe our child or maybe our listener will be consider यार अगर मैं एथलीट में शायद कुछ मेडल ना मिले तो मेडल के beyond the medal there is some benefit of these games also that I want to
Yes, yes,
know.
definitely. There are, I can categorize it into two things basically. One is health benefit, I can say. As we both mentioned, something was triggered and definitely it helped us. So, as it's clear that when you are following active lifestyle, you would be healthy, right? So, everyone knows that. Only thing is that they need to follow that. Another aspect is mental health. That is very important thing. So as just I mentioned, being an athlete or being a runner or being a triathlete, we generally work on, or we do have good mental strength, patience, I can say. Because when Omkar is running for 40 hours, it's not a joke. He need to keep his mind focused for 40 hours. So that is very important.
Because for layman to run 2-3 kilometers,
Because your body won't give initially. Your mind
Mind
will.
give up.
that's
So you need to train mind, and being a runner, we generally train mind first and then body.
Then what?
how you train your mind in that situation.
Practice.
Discipline is most important thing.
Because for layman to run for 1 kilometer 1 day, 2 days, it's possible. After 3 days, he feel no, that kind of the energy we don't have.
That's a mental give up, na? So
Because we have excuses. But you people doesn't have the excuses for 2 to 60 kilometers.
because we know that we have already achieved that thing. Means he has already run for 40 hours, and for 40 hours I can fully engage, sustain. That is our limit.
You know, na?
That is dedication.
Exactly. And being an athlete, we generally tend to touch our limits every day. Every day. So limit means if you are touching the limits, then there is no end, right?
Definitely, if you are doing this mental activity, it will be again in your personal lives also,
Exactly.
and same in the professional lives also.
You use that word, sir. One is like failures or excuses. Means in every talk, means whenever someone asks me what is your main uh, goal behind this, so I would like to say कि failures are, means if you give excuses, na, that will reduce your glory.
Exactly.
When you start giving excuses, you are reducing your glory. Because listen, what I say, means there is an example. Suppose I run, means as we are discussing, 266 kilometer. Let's go for the comrades. I run a comrades. He run a triathlete. Means Ironman. Okay. Suppose after completion of this race, I'll say suppose I could finish this race well before the time, but this happened, that happened. During swimming there is a lots of wind. During cycling वो puncture ही हो गया. During running I got a cramp in my legs. I could finish this race well before a time, keeping 2-3 hours extra in my hands. That excuses reduce your glory.
Exactly.
Similarly, if your day-to-day life, if you start giving excuses, na, if I have a money, then can I start my business. If I have a time, then I can start my fitness journey. उसके पास क्या, ओमकार के पास बहुत टाइम है, सुबह उठ के 4 बजे वो करता है, उसको क्या घर पे कुछ करना नहीं होता है. Okay, if I have that all the things, then I can do. That is excuses which reduces your growth.
Exactly. Just before our talk, we were discussing about recent Tata Marathon. So he finished that in 4 hour 41 minutes.
Last year I finished that race in 3 hours 56 minutes. That is sub 4, which is in the world only 1% person can able to finish full marathon in sub 4 timing.
Sub
3.56.
3.56.
And this
And
year
next
he finished 4 hour 41 minutes.
Then how you feel?
Just that was thing. And I finished this year 5 hour 27 minutes.
5 hours 27. Okay.
So we were having means we both experienced different things during that, and we were just discussing about that. So first 21 kilometers he finished within 1 hour 50 minutes,
Okay.
and next 21 kilometers he finished in 3 hours.
2 hours and 50 minutes. 1 hour 50 minutes first 21
I
kilometers.
understand.
2 hours 50 minutes last 21 kilometers. That is a difference where you need to understand your body.
I had up to
Because you didn't push your body beyond the limit.
no. He has some body. I can say he was tired after 1 hour 21 kilometers. So he thought that it's not my day. I would go easy.
Because you didn't try to achieve or to finish it 3.55.
No,
Because
not
last time
possible.
you
No,
competed
no,
in
no.
Not
UPSC.
possible.
So last 21 kilometers he enjoyed. I had vomiting up to 12 hours, 12
Because you
kilometers.
understand the signals.
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So I had vomiting up to 12 at 12 kilometers. My target was different, and at 12 kilometer I had vomiting because of I was not enough sleep earlier night.
Rest नहीं झाला म्हणून.
There was no rest, so I had bad vomiting couple of times at 12 kilometer itself. So I was thinking I should give up now. But again, I thought definitely there is a miss issue, but I can at least finish the race without pushing much.
Wow.
So I went for that, and I don't have any regrets about it.
One more question, especially like Rasi, Omkar. Those are the aspiring sports person. Both of you talk about the nutrition is very important one apart from the training, rigorous training also. What should be the your advice to the such type of the aspirations? What kind of the general nutrition you recommended? Whether the artificial proteins back are available in the market, maybe some dietitian recommended it. What is your advice? What kind of the nutrition play important?
Uh, yeah, nutrition plays a very vital role because you are putting so much pressure to your body as an athlete. Means while you are running, if you know Virat Kohli is completely shifted to the vegan. Okay, for
Yes.
last almost 10 years, he is uh, following the vegan diet. He is not eating anything from the non-veg source of the food. Okay, so switching to the vegan, it's another aspect. Means he likes it. He can able to manage all these things.
Yes.
But looking at a sports, there are two types of sports person. One is elite category, which is the runners. Those or athlete. Those are pushing their limit in extreme way. Okay, they are representing the country. They are participating in international events to represent country in Olympics, in Asian Games, in Commonwealth Games. Those are the elite athletes. Okay, their timings are far different. Their running goals are far different, as well as their trainings requirements are far different.
Yes, I do.
Other part is the amateur runners. Means those are the what we call in Marathi housey runners.
Yes.
As like we are not a trained athletes. Athlete means elite athletes. We are the amateur athletes. We are running for our happiness, for our day to day fitness, to keep our body fit, and we are happy with that. So the food requirement or the nutrition requirement to us are far different than those athletes. Now, coming to your question, that is food requirements for the athlete. Suppose your kids or as a person, as a you are an elite athlete, then your food requirements are different. You have to take food supplement externally. You have to take amino acids, minerals, then
Under the guidance of the trainers.
under the guidance of nutritional. Okay, you have to take omega acids, you have to take fatty acids, you have to take proteins. Okay, then some athletes are eating the whey proteins along with the regular foods, means banana, then soya chunks, eggs, all that. Along with that, they used to have the whey protein in daily workout. But while coming to the amateur athletes, means housey athletes, I could say our daily diet or the food that we are eating at home is much more sufficient to sustain with that training, because your requirement is not that much high. You have to just maintain your body. You have to just maintain your requirements. Okay, so suppose Ajinkya is training for triathlon. His requirement for that event is quite different than me, as I am only runner. He is a triathlete. His muscle involvement is different. His body requirement is different. Events are different. So according to that, he has to take diet. Means he has to include the protein supplement. He has to include the minerals. He has to include the vitamins. He has to include the electrolytes additionally. But as I am a only runner, means only running, means not swimming or cycling in an event. So my requirements are different. So according to your requirement, according to your training plan, you have to consult with the nutrition or the any food expert to get all these
Yes.
required and necessary elements in your food.
Spirit. Good questions.
One thing I just wanted to add here, as this question is related to kids basically. So being a parent, you need to understand the requirements. That is the important thing. Because I remember when we were kids, our parents used to tell us, uh, just have a glass of
Milk,
milk,
Okay.
one banana.
one banana. Egg. Those are good things, but you need to really understand whether those are sufficient or not. Because only one egg, means for example, in our society, people ask their child to eat daily two eggs, one egg, for example. But frankly speaking, egg is a rich in protein. But how much protein one egg is providing? So, frankly speaking, it provides 3 to 4 gram of protein. But you need to assess whether that is sufficient for your kid. Because generally speaking, if you want your kid to be a professional athlete, he would typically require number of grams of protein equivalent to number of kgs of his weight.
Body weight.
So that you need to assess.
That is a relationship.
Exactly, exactly. And this is a rough formula, but for that purpose, you need to connect with dietitian.
See, all the listeners, dietitians, again, says recommended the foods or nutrition, whether you have to define whether you are the amateurs or the elite
Elite
athletes.
athletes.
At the same time, just education guide you one eggs or one cup of the milk also. Again, it is the assessment criteria is really important roles in this question is also. My $1 million questions to Ajinkya, and this is my second last questions on this one. To all the youngsters who are juggling for the exam, their jobs, and the personal lives also. What advice would you give to the professional and students in order to stay in the field of building their careers also? Suppose they should project as a hobby or as a career. What should be your advice?
So basically, uh, listen, miss, if someone is already grown up and if they want to build up a career in sports, it would be difficult. Means, for example, for athletes, just as Omkar also mentioned, or I also mentioned, if you want to be professional athlete, means elite athlete, not a mature athlete. If you want to be a elite athlete, you need to start in early age,
Early
means at
age.
least. So that won't be any option for working professionals. But
When
you
when
can be a mature athlete. That is feasible at any age.
any
At any age. Because I have seen many people who started their career, their sports after retirement at the age of 60. They did multiple Ironmans, they did multiple marathons,
at
and
the age of
60, 60
60.
after finishing their routine job.
Routine job. After retirement, they have
I
started.
have run with them, and they are far better athletes than me. I can say.
Really?
I can say. So it's basically mind game. You need to decide. So for professionals, working professional, definitely there would be many excuses, work life, parenting, family responsibilities. I would suggest just give some time for yourself. Maybe 30 minutes. Start with 15 minutes at least.
This is a really $1 million answers from your end for all the working professional because it just gives a very inspiring example at the age of 60. If the person's amateur person can achieve the Ironman game, certainly it is possible for everyone. Now, coming to the Omkar's maybe we are closing to these sessions also. Is you are explore the all the world sports athletics also maybe even compared with China, compared with the India, compared with the EU or the USA. What is the Indian arena conditions if the parents could look towards the sports as a career, whether it is really motivating or what we are discussing in the newspaper and the social media? What is your own opinion? Where we are, India in sports, maybe from government angle, maybe from the university or any kind of industries, really we are helping sustain the athletics, future athletics.
Yes, actually, It's again $1 million question,
Yes.
and the answer is also $1 million for that,
Okay, okay.
because while participating many of the event, there are the different reasons for that persons are doing those events back to back. Okay, suppose someone asked to run a full marathon 42 kilometer every year in different events. Maybe after some year he could tired, or he could think what way he is doing. He can try different marathon, but I would like to say, means, there is one marathon who is going for, last 20 years. That is Tata Mumbai Marathon. The reason behind running that event, 90% of the runner runs that event for the charity purpose, because the goal, or for the sake of reasons that event is organized by the Tata itself, is to help the cancer, the children that is having cancer, that they donate all the money which is gathered from that event to the Tata Memorial Hospital for the child care. Basically, they collect those money and deliver to them, Tata Hospital, and they funded their treatment as well as their livelihood, as well as their education till the age of 18. It's not any that means update that I read from the news. I
It is
personally
really
visit Tata Marathon.
philanthropic work
Yeah,
they are
yeah. I
doing.
personally visit Tata Memorial Hospital, and then I understood what exactly they are going to do with that money. Okay. Another thing is that there are some institutes which, as a career, if you want to choose in India, there are different institutes. Two of thing I could like to note here. One is, if you are upcoming athlete, means at the age of 13, 14, and you are trying to be an athlete, or you are training somewhere, there is one institute which is Inspire Sports Institute, situated at Bellary, Karnataka. He is a very good institute, and he is governed by Sajjan Jindal, JSW owner, JSW Steel owner, and he is also sponsor for the Indian athletics team. So he is in a vision of generating the athletes, or era of athletes for upcoming 2030s, 36. The vision of means uh, organizing Olympic Games in India. For that vision, he is working. That institute is working, and he is giving chance to every athlete to be participate in their selection trials, show their potential, and if they are really good athlete, they can uh, uh, take those athletes, train inside. They help them from their education till their journey to the national or the international athlete. Another institute, if you are professionally person already working in some other profession, and if you want to be as a, I could say, a side hobby, or the side profession like sports. There are different angles. Like you can be a data analyst for the sports. You can be a coach for the sports. You can be a team manager, or the team supporter to the sports. One of the,
Easy, any kind of
yeah. There is one institute, ISST, Institute of Sports Science and Technology in Pune itself. That institute helps you to be in that athlete world. Though you are not an athlete, you can learn those things, means managing of the event, managing of the athletes, be a nutritional, be a trainer, and they can give you certified courses over there. You can learn them, and you can also be a part of any other team sports journey, so that you can get that happiness out of that instead of earning. That is the one thing. And the last thing, in government aspects of view, or university aspects of view, that you asked, any universities are, yeah, in Maharashtra, I think, I don't think so. Okay, any university is directly helping to any athlete for their career aspiration along with the athletic career. But in Punjab, I could say there are few universities like GNN, Guru Nanak University is there. Then Punjab itself, Chandigarh University is there, and Lovely Professional University. Those are universities which are actually helping athletes from the Haryana, Punjab, and Delhi to get their means aspiration as a Indian athlete, or the Olympic grade
Is it the
athlete.
reason not this is the state like the Punjab?
Yeah. If you look at the,
These people look sports as a career.
Yes, yes, yes.
Whether they are preparing for the wrestlers also, when we compare with the market.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you look at the chart, means scattering of the athlete, those participates in 2024 Olympic from all over the India, there are total, I think, 110 or 130 athletes from Punjab and Haryana itself. Out of the 500 athletes, those are participated, or 400 athletes participated in Olympic. So that is the reason why these states are ahead of us in forms of athlete development.
Yes. Really, listener, Omkar has given this some solutions. Name just we talk about the Bellari Inspired Sports Institution. Then we talk about the in today's institution of the IST, and he definitely give some insight about the Punjab University also. Now, my last questions to Ajinkya. This is again, I will say, very simple question as a layman. Just I'm amateur about the sports. I want to start the sports, but there are a number of excuses.
Again, again, it's
What should be the advice? Generally, yeah, it's very difficult for me to run for 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers. Simple exercise from your end or simple advice to such type of the peoples. At least sports must be run in their presence. How you guide them?
So as I mentioned, just get out of your home, wear the shoes, and just start walking initially. Once you get on the road or get on your feet, you will obviously feel that I should do more, and more things. As I we already mentioned, it's an addiction. Only thing is that you need to step out and start.
Yes, very simple advice. I think can Omkar's viewers. Just it is a need to have a space for physical movement. For that purpose, you just be outside. Just very simple step, but
yes, yes.
read between the line, and it is very
And
essential.
one of in between, you have said that running is the very easy way to stay fit.
Exactly.
Okay, because you don't need any additional supplements to run. Human body is designed to run, is evolved to run from the apes to the human. Because as we know, we are hunters in far away. Okay, as a hunters, we have to run behind the tigers, behind the elephants, behind the deer. Okay, so any animal that is running faster than you have to run faster than that animal to catch them. So as a human being, we are born to run, not born to sit in a chair and do your daily job.
Athletics is in your sports also. Really, see evolutions, even evolution. First time came across with the human body is designed for the runnings also, and you justify with the some beautiful statements also. As hunting started, and he is running that one. Like all the real listeners, see the Ajinkya and the Omkar, they are the working in their arena with the most levels. Ajinkya has mentioned his medical writer. In all he's engaging in his in manager position. Same case for the Omkars also as the regulatory compliance also. But even they achieve the athletics as we I could say definitely it is a dream for the number of the persons also. And they clearly mentions the fitness is not in the body. Fitness is starting in your minds also. They use the stress. When you set your mind in such a fashion, it gives the consistency, it gives the dedications to your work and begin this inspiring journey from their own experience, from their own life. Because they are not the seasonal professional. They started their career after the 18 years gap. Just take the example of the Omkar. The completion of his easy work life 2019 started athletics as a career. Same thing for the Olympics also. 18 years gap. Now 2014, some trigger signal is there. Then he started. If they could achieve that, definitely, at least we could try our best to be the perfect with our the physical fitness criteria also. Um, Thank you, Ajinkya and Omkarji, with the really enriching experience to our audience also. And sports in your blood, I could say. See the energy both of you have. You have a great experience with the wide arenas also. And running is really, I feel it is in your blood also. Thank you for the part of this podcast also.
So I must say thank you to you because this is very good initiative because we I have not seen this kind of platform where these things are discussed. Yes, I don't think so. So you are doing very nice job, and I definitely encourage you to have more these kind of sessions. And thank you once again for
Yes,
inviting and giving us chance to discuss these things with.
it's my great pleasure.
Yeah, I mean, so I know, sir, you from my MPharm. Means while we are doing MPharm in DY Patil College, at that time I never think that one day you are going to interview me. So and you discuss our journey as an athlete. Means I would like to say your journey as a professional. Mm, Guidance to as a guiding person to the to choose careers or the to what you need to do or what you not to do in your careers for the students starting from kids to the professional or the masters candidates or achieving candidates is really good. Means your initiatives are really appreciating. So and you give chance to us to discuss all those things. You can, I would say, you can take us back to our that start day where we started our journey with a 10-kilometer run, and you generate or you design or all this whole world in front of us again. We are there in our pace again
I
back.
could see your energetic faces also.
Yeah, we are
We
back
can
there.
visualize this.
Exactly.
We are visualizing our every race. We are visualizing this our every kilometer, our every milestone that we have achieved, and it's thanks to you that you can give us that that this hour or 2 hours of span where we could again regenerate our journey and understood what we have done and what we have to done for in our future for India to be as a sports icon in the world.
Yes, thank you both of you to be part of this podcast also. Our listeners, this is a really enriching episodes of the podcast. We are with the ultra runners at the same time, so we are with the Ironman. I could say the achievers also. Now, till the next episode, I request you the strong mind again lies in the strong bodies. For the strong bodies, sports not only the career, it may be the full time, it may be the just the amateur activity. This is the, I could say, the crux of this episode also. Really, you enjoy the sports, either the sports as a career, either the amateur game, but you have must be some space for the for, fitness also and sports also. Till the next episode, I request the podcast Insight with the Province Positive, where this is the podcast where you tune till the moment, till the next episode. Stay tuned, stay healthy, stay energetic, stay motivated, and definitely going to achieve your success in your own field within coming days. If you like this podcast, definitely like, share, subscribe for the upcoming event. Thank you very much. Thank you
Thank
very much,
you.
sir. These are really energetic. Thank you.